Okay, let's talk about AI, because it is moving so fast, it feels less like a marathon and more like an all-out chaotic sprint, right? Every single week, there's a new model, a new feature, a new startup claiming they've changed the world. And if you're feeling a little lost in all that noise, believe me, you are not the only one. And this isn't just hype. Let's start with the big picture here. The amount of money, talent, and just sheer energy pouring into AI right now, it's absolutely staggering. We're not just talking about another tech trend. This is a foundational shift in how we work and how we live. So in this explainer, we're going to cut right through all that noise. To really get a handle on the 2025 AI landscape, we need to answer three key questions. Who's actually winning this race? How does all this new tech really work? And, most importantly, what does any of it mean for you? All right, so let's get into it. First up, the sheer scale of what is happening. A lot of people are calling this a new kind of digital gold rush. And trust me, when you see the numbers, you'll understand exactly why. So check out this first number, 29.2%. That's the annual growth rate projected for the AI market. And just to be clear, that kind of explosive, sustained growth is, it's almost unheard of for an industry that's already this huge. And what does that nearly 30% annual growth get you? It gets you this, a projected market value of over $1.7 trillion by 2032. Let that sink in for a second. We are watching an industry jump from billions to trillions in under a decade. So where is all that money going? Well, it's fueling two really fundamental shifts in technology that are turning AI from, a simple tool you type into a real proactive partner that works right alongside you. First up, we've got something called AI agents. Now, think of it this way. It's the jump from a simple chatbot to a full-on digital assistant. So instead of just answering one question, an AI agent can take a complex goal, like plan my weekend trip to the coast, and then it can book the hotel, find restaurants, and check the weather, all on its own. It's about giving AI the power to get entire tasks done. Okay, so the second big shift, it's all about location. I mean, where does the AI thinking actually happen? For years, powerful AI lived in the cloud, which meant your data had to be sent to some server far away. But now we're seeing this massive rise of on-device AI, where all the processing happens right on your phone. And the benefits are huge. It's faster, it works offline, and it's way more private. So how does this actually work? It's pretty cool, actually. When you make a request on a modern phone, it doesn't have to go anywhere. It's all thanks to a special little chip called an NPU, a neural processing unit that handles it instantly, right on the device. That's the magic behind things like real-time translation right in the middle of a phone call. It is a total game changer for speed and for privacy. So, with all this incredible tech and, a trillion-dollar market up for grabs, what do you get? You get a fight, a massive competition. So let's take a look at the corporate battlefield and the titans that are duking it out for dominance. Now look, there are hundreds of companies in this space, for sure, but the real war for the top AI model, it's pretty much being fought between these four main players. You've got OpenAI, the pioneer that really kicked this all off, Google, the massive tech empire striking back, Anthropic, the ethicist really focused on safety, and then there's Meta, the rebel trying to flip the whole board over. And this is where it gets really interesting, because you can see they're totally different game plans. You've got OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic. They're all building these closed proprietary models. OpenAI is all about speed. Google is trying to leverage its massive ecosystem of products. And Anthropic? They're betting that safety is going to be a key feature people will pay for. And then you've got Meta, playing a completely different game by giving its model away for free, hoping to become the open source Android of the AI world. Okay, so all this amazing tech is fantastic, right? But it brings us to a super practical question for every single one of us. What's this stuff actually going to cost? Just take a look at the monthly subscription costs. Isn't that fascinating? They've all landed right around that $20 sweet spot. And that is not a coincidence. It's a huge signal that the market's maturing, and the battle for your wallet is now less about price and more about features and power. But okay, if they're all charging about the same, what are you really getting for that $20? I mean, why should you pay when there are some pretty great free versions out there? Well, that $20 unlocks the difference between a really cool demo and a professional-grade tool. Seriously, the free versions, they give you access to really solid models, but they're often the older ones. Paying gets you the flagship AI, the latest and greatest from each company, along with all the pro features like beta analysis and deep software integrations. So you could say the free version lets you taste the future, but the paid version, that lets you actually work in it. All right, for this last part, let's zoom back out because we need to talk about the biggest question hanging over this entire industry. It's a battle that's part philosophy, part strategy, and it's going to define the next decade of AI. You see, the future of AI is being built along two parallel paths. On one side, you've got the closed proprietary models from companies like OpenAI and Google. They offer that top-tier, cutting-edge performance, but the tech is locked down tight. And on the other side, you've got the open source movement with Meta leading the charge. And that approach is all about flexibility, lower costs, and letting the entire community drive innovation by allowing anyone to build on their work. And because of this, the whole conversation around AI is starting to change. As this tech gets woven deeper and deeper into our lives, things like ethics and transparency, they're not just afterthoughts anymore. No way. They're becoming core strategic issues. Companies are finally realizing that building trust is every bit as important as building a faster model. So this all leads to the final big question we want to leave you with. As we build this incredible new world with AI, are we going to do it inside the high walls of a few perfectly manicured corporate gardens? Or are we going to build it out in the open field? Chaotic maybe, but collaborative and shared. Because the path we choose, well, it's not just about who gets rich. It's going to fundamentally shape how this incredible technology impacts every single one of us for generations to come.